Mike McElroy here with Timeless Fence System. Today we're going to look at a couple of options that we can use for tensioning or tightening up your fence. On the table here we have to my right, this is known as a Gripple, a good way to tension up the fence, and I'll demonstrate that in just a minute. And then here in the middle we have a strainer. Here's a strainer and then a couple of tools that we can use to tighten up the strainer. And then over here to the far left is a daisy wheel, or just a wheel tensioner, and a couple of tools that we can use to tighten it up with. So we'll go back here to my far right here, the Gripple tool. I've got two pieces of wires here just to demonstrate. In the middle of a pull, let's say you have a 500-foot stretch and you come back to the middle of 250 feet, and now you want to connect these two wires. So all you're going to do is slide that wire onto that Gripple and hook your other wire onto the Gripple, and you want enough wire here that you can put it inside this Gripple tool. So we have a tool here. We slide our Gripple in here, and then our wire will be placed in that section there. So you're going to pull until you get the tension that you want on your wire. Now, one other tool that comes with the Gripple is a key. And the purpose for the key is, let's say if you get your wire too tight and you need to release it. The only way to do that is there's a small hole here, and actually you have to take your Gripple tool and take your pressure off of your Gripple, and then you can take this key and you slide it in, and what that does, that releases a wheel inside. And let me see if I can demonstrate that right here. So when we put this wire in, we can only go one direction. I can't pull it back. But if I put this key in here, that releases that, and see, that wire will just come right out. Or you can actually move your Gripple forward. So all that does, that key, it releases that little wheel, it's a ceramic wheel that's holding this wire in place. So that's one method to use in tightening up your fence. The next one here is the strainer. With the strainer, you actually have to cut your wire, and then you want to go ahead and thread the wire through here, wrap it about 8 times. Take your other wire, and I have demonstrated this in another video. Take your strainer and run your wire up through one of these holes right here and put a hook on it and bring it back. Then to tighten it up, we have a handle, and this handle is made for different types of strainers. So this particular one, you would have to have 2 round ears on it. Well, here we don't have that, so it's not going to work on this because we have this 1/2 inch square over here. So on the other end of this handle, you can just put it on there and you can tighten up your fence with that. Or you can take a 9/16 open end wrench and do the same thing. So very simple. The nice part about the strainer is if you get it too tight, all you do is release this clip, pull the clip back, and now the ratchet will run backwards and you can loosen up your fence. Very easy to use. The third one is the daisy wheel, or a wheel tensioner. And the nice part about this is you do not have to cut your wire to put that wheel on. So I want to demonstrate here. This is your fence. You don't have to cut it like you would with the strainer. And you can take this daisy wheel and it slides it on, and see, now your wire is inside the wheel here. Okay? And now you can take your wheel handle, and then you can crank it. Now I can't do it here just because of the tension that it takes, but you take this handle and you're going to crank it until you get the right tension on your fence. And then what you'll do is you'll take this wire and run it across the top of one and the bottom of one and the bottom of the other, either way, just to hold it in place so that you can take your hands off, and now you're able to take this clip and run this clip into the wheel. And then when you take this handle off, it'll back up and it'll hit that wire right there. And it'll hold your tension on there. So that's one way of doing it. It's a very easy way, and this is a good handy tool to have. If you don't have one or can't get a hold of one, a 1/2-inch drive will work. It'll fit in there. You can go ahead and tension up your wire. But now you're going to have to hold the tension with your ratchet, and then with the other hand, go ahead and find the correct hose to slide in and put your clip in there. So those are 3 ways, very simple ways of tensioning up your high tensile wire. You know, most people will ask, well, what's the easiest? What's the best? There's not really a good answer for that. It's whatever you feel comfortable with and whatever you're able to do. If you can tie the wire, this is one of the easiest ones to use. But with the Gripple, if you do get your Gripple too tight, you'll probably have to have an extra person, because it takes both hands to take the pressure off of that Gripple, and then you have to have another set of hands to run your key into that Gripple to release that wheel. So I hope that this small demonstration here was helpful in a couple of different options of putting tension on your fence. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at Timeless Fence System.